Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 6 of Cups. Very, very nice. I think you're somebody who is, I think typically you're kind of a homebody. I think that you're a little bit introverted, that the social stuff isn't like so important to you all the time, You kind of like your tight-knit family or your small group of friends. It's really about quality over quantity. Okay. I feel like right now, though, you're really you're kind of branching out. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone. I feel like you're connecting with more people. I feel like you are enjoying the company of others. I feel that it's almost like you're part of the community, right? With the 6 of Cups, I always get this feeling of community, communication, and unity, right? It's kind of it's a support system. It is a beauty and a pleasure and a light and a harmony with the world around us. This is the card that says, I'm kind of having my best day today, I like that. Let's see where this very, very bright, very loving, very connected energy is playing out in your life. Okay. Again, I feel like you're a little bit more social than usual right now. I feel like you are a little bit more interested or focused on finding your community, of really strengthening those bonds with your people. Okay. Or finding more of your people, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. You've got the Fool. Very good. 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, that's nice. An Ace of Swords. A Queen of Pentacles, which just happens to be your power card. This is a mutable earth energy. In Virgo, you are a mutable earth sign. So this is one of your power cards. Okay, and then finally we have a 6. Hey, a 6 of wands. A 6 of Cups to a 6 of Wands. I feel as if you're kind of beginning something new. You're trying to find almost strength in numbers, right? You're trying to connect with people, with new people, and some of your same people, right? But you're trying to build a larger network, build a larger group of these connected individuals that I think are all sort of rallying under the same banner, okay? And that's going to lead to victory, right? That's going to lead to you accomplishing things that perhaps we couldn't do alone. It's sort of like I feel like you're building a coalition. Yeah, very interesting. And maybe with circumstances in life right now in the world, you are kind of taking up something as a purpose. You're sort of you're picking up the banner. Okay. And I think that this is kind of everybody rallying around a truth, a principle, an issue, right? Rallying around an ideal. Yeah. Very cool cards. I like these. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Let's finish up with the Path of the Serpent here. We have an Ace of Pentacles now. We have a Queen of Swords, a Knight of Pentacles, and the Art or Temperance card. Now, the Art or Temperance card can be a pressure cooker situation. Okay, it can be really a strategy for getting through a very difficult experience. Okay. Sometimes it's a card of moderation, but I like to think of it as temperance, as in we are tempering ourselves. We are strengthening ourselves the way that a blacksmith would temper steel in the fire, right? And through that process, that steel becomes, well, as strong as steel, right? And so that seems to me like a tempering situation, a situation that we endure that strengthens us, that makes us capable of accomplishing anything, you know. Well, let's select our mystery card, our bonus card, our confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're going to set this one right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. All right. You're here. I got to put you to work. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. I've got a massive fever. I'm kind of sweating in my suit here. So if you can help me out with this mystery card, please, I'd appreciate that. Put something down in the comments. We'll check it out later and see how that might tie everything together. Okay. Now, let's look around the room. Interesting with our major arcana, right? We've got the Fool and that Temperance card. It is almost as if the Fool is leaping into the pressure cooker. The Fool is beginning something. It's either going to be the greatest thing you've ever done or the stupidest thing you've ever done, jumping into the fire. Okay, I think that this is. I feel like you're on a mission here of some kind. Okay, I feel like the Fool is this energy that says, "Hey, let's let's do this thing," and the circumstances in your life have changed, and you are willing to meet those changes. This is almost like we're starting over. This is almost as if the world now is completely different, and you've got to start again. Okay, could be starting over from scratch. This could be a transcendence. This could be a leveling up. And now it's kind of like, well, the work begins fresh. That Fool is at the very beginning of the major arcana of the tarot, right? Kind of think of the Fool's journey. And I think that it's through your sense of community, through your connection with other people that sort of feel like you feel or believe what you believe or have a common goal or a common purpose. It is through that kind of situation that you're really able to overcome and see yourself through this fire. And we'll see everybody through this fire. And I don't know if this is you becoming a leader of a coalition or becoming, maybe it's a coalition where there are really no leaders, right? But interesting, Fool and the Temperance card. Yeah. And the Fool is leaping into something. The Fool doesn't really think twice. The Fool is just all in. Okay, all in. We've got some fire. We've got some water. We've got a little bit of air. And then we have earth, 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 and earth. Okay. And the earth energy is very significant because I think this is something that has to do with your physical or financial life, right? It has to do with the material world. It's not really so abstract. It's very, very practical, right? And there is this, looking at the past and the future, there is this kind of, the Fool is that ever-present moment, right? But you also have the Queen of Pentacles that's looking at the past, the Knight of Pentacles that's looking at the future. And so right now I think this is your power card, right? Your kind of biggest strength right now is your ability to look at the past and learn from it. You're distilling the past, your past experiences, just maybe history in general. You're learning from the past. You understand it so that you can make sure that we don't repeat it. Okay? And I feel like we're talking about your personal life, but I can't help but think that it goes beyond you. It's not just about your personal life. This may be a social issue. It may have to do with the recent events in the world, right? But it's your ability to assess the past and to distill the experiences of the past into little kernels of wisdom that you then will take with you into your present situation, and you will conquer. You will be victorious. You will win. You will bring everybody over to victory here. Okay? And I think that the Ace of Swords here is the representation of those kernels of wisdom. The truth, right? You can look at the past and you can see just the very essence, the very sort of fundamental message, right? That you really are someone that learns from the past, and you turn that into a practical wisdom. Okay. And the Fool really is kind of, the Fool is not really anyone with a personal story, right? So I can't help but think that this is something beyond just your personal situation. This is something that, yes, it may be affecting your personal life. It may be affecting you personally, but it's kind of like you're taking up the mantle of something that's bigger than yourself, right? That maybe you're doing something for your community, your neighborhood, your country, your world, right? Because of this sense of community. Now, this could just be you and the other people in the neighborhood, right? It could be you and a group of friends, right? But I feel like we're sort of forming a group here. And it might be you're part of a neighborhood watch. It could be that you're sort of part of a homeowners association, or you formed some sort of a community organization. Yeah. Sometimes the Six of Cups is about the past, though, too. Sometimes it's the card of memories, right? And maybe this is sort of a motivation, because perhaps you remember a time in your life where things were better. Things were almost perfect. Sometimes we look at the past and we think, oh, that back in the day, oh, things were great. Those were the good old days, right? Sometimes the good old days, though, weren't really so good old, were they? Because we tend to remember things. We tend to idealize the past a little bit. And we think, if I could only get back to that place again, things would be perfect, you know? And a lot of the time we kind of do that with our childhood. We think, oh, childhood was so much easier than adulthood, you know. So I think that there is kind of this perception that things were much better in the past, and somehow we need to return to these better days. Okay. And the Fool is jumping in. The Fool is leaping in. The opportunity is there, and you're saying, heck yes. Right? The Fool doesn't say no to anything, right? And so I feel like this is you trying to live a life of saying more yes, saying more yeses, saying yes to more things, well, that are healthy and good for you, you know. But that are going to really put you in some uncomfortable places. You know, you're gonna have to step outside your comfort zone. You're accepting all the invitations to all the dinner parties, or all of the, you know, activities are sort of outside, when really we kind of like staying inside the house. You got this Four of Pentacles. This, again, you're kind of a homebody, right? But I think right now we're making a concerted effort to say yes to more things that are going to bring us into contact with more people. The Four of Pentacles underneath everything here. We like to stay home. We like to be surrounded with our familiar things. And sometimes we just kind of shut our doors, close the blinds, and we'll just sit there in our house. And we'll watch TV, we'll do our things, we'll pet our cats. And we just have our select few people, our family members, your pets, your plants, your people, right? But something is prompting you right now. Something has taken you out of yourself, and we're getting out of this limited thing. We're going from this 4 to this 6, and the Fool is kind of saying, I'm going to start saying yes today. If I'm invited somewhere, I'm going to say yes. If I get an email from friends that say, hey, there's an event here, yes, within reason, as long as it's not something that's going to be harmful to you or whatever. Or, if you have the means and the opportunity to do it, you're saying yes. We're trying to live a life of more yeses. Okay. And so it is taking us out of our comfort zone, but that's what the Fool is doing. The Fool is kind of going walkabout out of this Four of Pentacles into this Six of Cups. And I think realizing that it feels good out here. Sometimes it's challenging. Yeah, we've got that Six of Wands in the future position. But this is, you're putting yourself into challenging situations that are going to require you to kind of to grow and adapt and to get comfortable in new situations, right? If we're saying yes to more things in life, then we're saying yes to that dinner party. We're saying yes to that job offer. We're saying yes to the promotion. We're saying yes to the overtime. We're saying yes to, all of these different things that are taking us outside of our comfort zone. And so they are challenges. The Six of Wands, of course, is victory after struggle. It's success after strife, right? So it's kind of saying we're going to have to fight through this, fighting really myself, right? Like if I were to say yes to, I can't even think of anything that I'd say yes to doing more of these, social things or going to concerts or festivals with some of my friends, because I'm not into that sort of thing anymore. And I don't know why. I just think it's just too loud. There are too many people, and I just, I'd rather stay home. But saying yes to some of these things, or even at my day job, when I had a day job, it was, this is my day job now, But when I was working for a company, there was always invitations to go to these company retreats and these company parties and these company events and the company camping trip and all this sort of stuff, right? I always said no. To say yes would mean that I would have to force myself, that it would be a struggle, it would be a challenge that I would get through, and I think I would feel quite proud of myself for doing it. I'd be very glad to get home at the end of the weekend from that company camping trip, but it's something that kind of, I had to sort of, I had to buck up. I had to sort of get strong and do it. And I feel like this is, for some reason, this feels like an important part of your path right now. So I feel like, in the next 2 weeks, I feel like you're saying yes to a lot of things. And you're not hesitating. You're sort of just jumping right in to a lot of things. And it's going to widen, expand your experience. Again, with the Six of Wands, it is a Jupiter in Leo energy. Your confidence is growing. Your experience of the world is growing. Your belief in your own capabilities is growing, right? That Jupiter, that expansive Jupiter energy. It's going to be a challenge, though. You're going to have to sort of struggle with it, but it's going to be to your benefit. All right. And I don't know what the impulse of this is. I don't know what has started it. The Ace of Swords in the background. It may be sort of a resolution. It may be just that we sort of woke up one morning and said, you know what? Starting now, I'm going to start saying yes to more things. Maybe there was something that happened because we have this connection with the air energy and the environment. So maybe there's something that happened out in the world and you said, you know what? I've got to do it. I've got to be part of this. I've got to sort of, I've got to take this mantle. I've got to hold this banner because I believe in this and I can't ignore it. It's sort of, you've been called to action in a way. Okay? And it could be, again, something that has been happening in the world around us that you have been witnessing and you've said, okay, that's it. I've got to be a part of it. And we're starting to organize, And so I think that this is something that you believe in. It's a fundamental truth that you believe in. That's just saying, I got to be part of the solution here. I got to be part of this. Even if it takes you outside of your comfort zone, takes you outside of your nice Four of Pentacles, and puts you in situations that are not so familiar to you. Okay? This is something that you believe in. I think you've been inspired to I don't know, to take up an issue or something like this. Okay? Well, let's talk about the path of the serpent. All right. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. It supports the channel, and I appreciate that. Now, the Ace of Pentacles and our Ace of Swords. It's kind of like something that you believe in so strongly now. It's kind of like I can't ignore it, right? And it feels like you want to be part of the solution. It feels here like you believe in something and you want to make a difference. You want to know that you did everything that you could, that you didn't shy away from the call to action. You didn't say, no, I don't want to be part of it. I'll just watch it on the news, that you're part of the solution, that you're contributing to the victory, to the success, to the win, right? To the win. And this is the realization that we are all these individual pentacles, right? There's a billion of us, right? We're all these aces of pentacles. And we all contribute to the world in our own special way. Yeah. And so this, I think, is about you recognizing what your contribution really could be. What are you good at? How can you be part of this community? And what is your sort of special skill, right? Or talent or contribution? Because we have this individual as one part of the group of six, right? The group of six here, maybe we'll get a Six of Pentacles for our mystery card. That you're one of many. But you're a very special one of many, as is everybody else, right? That you contribute something absolutely vital to the world. Yeah. I think this card is also we're ready to start doing new things. This is the first yes. Whatever this is going to be, it sort of kicks everything off. Yeah. I feel like you're ready to take a step beyond this Four of Pentacles, right? 4 plus an ace, we get a 5. And the 5 is the struggle that we have to endure to get to the 6, right? The success after struggle. So you're stepping out in this new direction, and you're trying to be part of change, right? I think it's change in your personal life, yes. It has personal effects for you. It's going to change it's going to change you a little bit, right? But I feel that this is something beyond you because of the Six of Cups, this sense of community. I feel like this is you stepping beyond yourself and doing something for the greater purpose, the greater mission. Yeah. Now, the Queen of Swords in the environment, very much connected with our Ace of Swords back here. This is a higher perspective. This is you sort of getting out of yourself, getting the bird's eye view of things, right? Something that you've sort of witnessed in life. I think you've had sort of a revelation. And I think that you've witnessed something. And it's something that you can't ignore. Okay? And it really is that Ace of Swords. It's kind of like you have no choice but to take up this issue, but to take this sword of truth and make it your work, This is kind of a card that says we have to sometimes get away from our comfort, that we have to get outside of our box and we have to see things from a bigger perspective. So we see beyond our own little lives, and we see the bigger picture. And I think that this really is, you're witnessing things that are happening in the world at large, and it goes beyond sort of what's happening inside of your personal life. Yeah. And I think that this is very motivating. I think you're picking up a social cause, a social issue. Maybe you're volunteering. Maybe you're going to be part of a coalition or part of some sort of a relief organization or a charitable organization. Okay? Because it's taking you beyond your personal life. We're stepping outside that box. Okay. Now, the Knight of Pentacles. This is in the position of kind of the obstacle, right? Or of what we don't want. And I think what we don't want is really a repetition of the past. It's kind of like we're seeing something that was here, this truth, and it's almost like here with the Knight of Pentacles we're saying, never again, right? That's not going to happen again. And so we're looking at the future and we're envisioning a different future, a better future. One that you can be a part of, one that you can help to establish and mold that better future. Now, this could very much be your personal life, but I can't help this feeling of there being a larger context. Yeah. I can't help but feeling as if this is taking you beyond yourself. Yeah. But it's the Knight is always looking at the future. And you're looking at, let's say, the next year, the next 4 years, the next 10 years or whatever, and you're just thinking, we got to do something different. We need to change the way that future looks. So what can you do? What contributions can you deliver to help mold the future closer to the ideal that we have here? I think this is what your work is, and I think the next couple weeks are really going to be intense. I think they're really going to blow you away. I think there's going to be a lot happening. Okay, and I think it's really going to take you. It's going to take you outside yourself, big time. All right, the pressure cooker at the end here. The Art or Temperance card. All right. Again, it feels like we're sort of we're voluntarily entering into a very difficult and challenging reality. I mean, it's a pressure cooker. This is kind of like you're taking that leap. The Fool is jumping into this. And this is something that will transform you. It will strengthen you. It will change, who you are. Yeah. But this is also, I think, indicating that you're going to change that reality too. That it's going to have an influence on you, but you're going to have an influence on it. And this is sort of like we're voluntarily jumping into the fire. Okay. This could be somebody even joining one of the armed forces, or this could be you really maybe taking a different sort of career path in life. Maybe you're going to go into first responders or law enforcement or sort of emergency services, right? Or the medical field or something like that, right? Because there's a connection with other people. So you're doing something, you're putting yourself into a really challenging environment in order to help everybody, in order to change the future, in order to better the world. Yeah. I don't know exactly what that is. I have my suspicions. But let's look at our mystery card. Yeah. Let's see if this gives us any sort of revelation. What do we really need? Maybe we need some more water energy. Maybe I'd like to see the Ten of Pentacles, because that's sort of the future ideal state. And the Ten of Pentacles would kind of show that, hey, you've done it. You're part of the solution here. Yeah. Well, if you have a prediction for this card, put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. A Three of Swords. A Three of Swords. Perhaps this is a motivation to alleviate suffering in the world, right? That we're so moved that we cannot ignore it. Right? The Three of Swords. It's kind of like something that just pierces our heart, and it's just like, I can't pretend I didn't see that. I can't pretend that I'm not witnessing that out in the world, And as well, this could be kind of, the impetus to go into the medical field, right? We're witnessing all of this suffering. Well, then we got to go be part of the solution, right? Maybe you're working at food banks or something like this, or you're volunteering, or it's going to be like a, Doctors Without Borders kind of thing. Whatever it might be, yeah. But I think it's something that has really hit you emotionally and has made you want to be part of the change, part of the solution. Yeah, because you do have unique talents and gifts that can help to sort of reestablish, that beauty and harmony. This is a real pleasure. This card is very different than this one is suffering. This one is pleasure. They couldn't be more different, right? So perhaps in our effort to restore this, you had to sort of witness this. Like this is kind of that, this is that shocking kind of moment, right? And then we just say, I can't unsee that. I can't pretend that I'm not aware of how much suffering is here. So, we're jumping in to help. It's kind of a good Samaritan thing too, right? With the Fool just sort of jumping into the fire because we see something that is painful. We see something that is wrong. We witness an injustice. We witness some suffering. And the Fool jumps right in without thinking to help. It's very interesting energy for you. Really, really is. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.